Do you want to maximize your profit salvaging hammerheads? I did the research, so you don't have to. The first thing you're going to need is the contract. It's found in the unverified section under salvaging, Aegis Hammerhead Clean Up. It now appears to be only offered once a day, so you want to maximize the amount of alpha UEC you get from one run. This guide uses the Recliner to do just that. One thing to remember is you're going to need to make sure you have a tractor beam on you or on your ship so you can use it later. This is me putting a couple tractor beams into the ship and then realizing, hey, I probably only need one. This guide is in 2x speed and I cut out some of the boring parts. The first thing you want to do when you get in your Recliner is set your MFDs. The one to the right I usually set to power, and the one to the left I usually set to shields, just in case. My preferred starting point is Orison and Crusader because the missions come around to yell at. You'll see why I don't choose Grim Hex later. When taking off, make sure to put your landing gear up and then go into nav SCM mode. You're going to want to maximize your power to thrusters. Then you're going to want to go as close to 90 degrees up as you can and use your boost and cruise control to make sure you're constantly going up. You're going to want to open up your star map and set your route destination to the Hammerhead Salvage. You're also going to need to get above 90k and change before you can actually quantum. You're going to want to position your Recliner so that it's ideal for scraping, which basically is what I'm showing on screen right now. Then you're going to get out of the pilot seat and get into the salvaging right behind the pilot seat. To power it on, you have to go to the upper right there or hit U, and then I changed the MFDs to look at shields and tried to change my power to shields, but I forgot I can't here. So then I go into the turret mode. It's very important you switch to the trial or scraping module and don't use the tractor beam. I'll explain why I use that particular module and what happens if you tractor beam later in the video. When you finish the one side, you should have approximately 22 SCU of the recycled material composite. It's very important that you try to complete each side within about 25 minutes or so, because you need to get out of here overall in about an hour or less, because that's when I believe security comes. I only died once while doing this in my testing, basically because I always try to stick to that 1 hour time frame. Okay, so you finish scraping the other side, and when you're all said and done, you should have approximately 44 SCU of the recycled material. Then you're going to get up and get in the claw operation seat. When you first get in, you have to hit F and slowly move to the left to hit the power on. Then you have to go hit M and go into the claw operation mode. And one more time, you have to hit F and slowly move to the left and power on. Alright, now you're going to fracture. This is sped up a little bit. Once you're done fracturing, the ship will break into 3 to 4 pieces. And you're probably going to have to get up and get into the pilot seat and reposition the ship. Your position doesn't have to be as perfect as it would be if you were just fracturing and disintegrating alone. So basically you just have to get close, because we only need approximately 200 SCU of the construction materials. As always, if you find this video remotely helpful, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Also, please stay tuned to the end because I explain my choices for the scraping modules, as well as what happens when you tractor beam and what the new interface looks like for scraping in 3.23.1. As you see here, when I start disintegrating, my efficiency is not perfect, and it doesn't really have to be in this part. Again, we only need approximately 200 SCU of the construction materials, and you're full. See? The goal is to not spend too much time repositioning, doing the scraping or the fracturing or the disintegrating. You basically need to finish everything in approximately an hour so you don't get blown up by security. Then you jump to Crusader, canceling the jump early so you can go do the salvage processing and be outside of the trespassing area. So now you grab your tractor beam from the ship inventory and head down to salvage processing. Then I realized my disappointment when I was just slightly off from a perfect 44-196 split. I start processing the recycled material composite first, and you basically set each of them to get the largest box size you can at the time. And I grabbed these and I throw them near the front of the ship here, and I reset the machines each time to the largest size box I can at the time, and I keep doing the recycled materials until they're all done. And eject. Yep. You're not going to be able to get the fractional SCUs out, so basically you end up wasting one SCU every trip unless you happen to do it perfectly. Once I'm done with the recycled material, I start doing the construction material. Again, you try to make sure it's set to the largest box size you can, initially the 16 SCU, and you make sure that the auto eject is on. It'll keep ejecting the same size box until it runs out or can't fill a full box. Again, you just rinse and repeat. I throw these towards the back of the ship, and as you get near the end, you're going to have to start picking box sizes, smaller box sizes, until you get all the materials out. You should be, in the end, have like one SCU of the fractional of each that you can't do anything with until your next run. Again, stay tuned to the end to see the preview of the 3.23.1 new scavenging interface and to see a bunch of the other information I gathered while doing this video. At the end, I always confirm that there's nothing left to process on both machines, and then I head back to the cockpit and I put away my salvaging device back into the ship storage. Now I finish my jump to Crusader and set my destination to Orison, and then fly down and land. If you didn't notice, you could actually type in the upper left-hand side of your star map now and do a search for a location. That allows you to set your route quickly. Make sure to store your ship and then head off to the Providence Industrial Platform and the Admin Center to sell your construction materials. As of right now, the construction material sell price is always the same value, except on Grim Hex, so it's always this 1.521999K per unit. And here I'm selling 195 units, so I get 296,807 alpha units for the construction materials. Now I head off to the Cloudview Center to sell the recycle material components. I'm showing the path to get to the trade center here, as in case you've never been here on Orison before. The recycled material composite is a commodity, so its price fluctuates. And as you can see here on the screen, I'm like, oh, somebody actually sold a whole bunch, so there is no demand right now, which means you can't sell it. Theoretically, you could just store your ship and sell it later, but I decided to go off to New Babbage to check the sell price there, as well as get my money quicker. So I go try to sell here in New Babbage, and I bring it up and I look at the recycled material composite price, and I'm like, oh, it has a very high stock, which means the price is actually much lower than it can be. I paused for a minute here to do the math, and judging by what I saw in the test server, I'm going to lose about 900 per unit. Since I'm selling 44 units, that would be about approximately 40,000 alpha UEC that I'm going to lose here. But still, all in all, I end up getting 637,500 alpha UEC from the recycled material component sale. Again, you could theoretically store your ship and just wait for the prices to come up. This is me showing you that the price in New Babbage for the construction materials is the exact same as it was in Orison. So this is me showing you the different scraper modules. I choose the trawler because it is the one with the largest area, and you need to be able to finish fast, and you only lose like 5% efficiency. This is me showing you selling a full load of the 240 SCU of construction material. As you see, we get 365,400, but it's much faster. You only do the fracture and disintegrate. Okay, so what happens when you use the tractor beam? You actually get a criminal offense for unauthorized towing, and this can add up if the longer you go moving the ship around. I kept going here until I got a crime stat 3. So then, of course, I go to Grim Hex, and as you see here, people attacking me left and right. This is why I don't go to Grim Hex. I then go down and I check the results of the prices here from that little salvage I did of that Cutlass Black. Okay, so you go down to the admin center here, and you can sell both the recycled material components and the construction materials here. So the prices though are significantly less than they are per unit elsewhere. Alright, this is me paying off my fines. It ended up being $160,000 worth of fines for those towing, but I didn't have to go to Korea to reset my thing. This is me showing you the price, the maximum price you can get for recycled material composite when it's out of stock. And this is on the test realm, so I could actually see where people haven't been selling. This is me showing you that the prices didn't change in patch 3.23.1 for the construction materials on the test server. And finally, this is the cleaned up scraping interface in 3.23.1. As you see, the efficiencies over on the right, the SCU container storage is on the left, and it's much easier and cleaner. As always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe.